Hello and welcome back to the channel. Interesting video for you today, taking a step back into that smart home territory. A company called Lutron reached out to me recently. I've heard of their products, and if you've been to a place like Lowe's, you've probably seen some of their products. They do quite a few different smart home products, and I have a couple of them here in front of me today. So today we're going to start by taking a look at the Lutron Aurora, the always ready smart bulb dimmer for Philips Hue smart bulbs, and follow it up by taking a look at the Caseta wireless dimmer kit with smart bridge. And to start things off nice and easy, the Lutron Aurora, this is essentially what it does. You pair it up with a smart bulb of your choice, you mount it on the wall over top of an existing switch, and that's it. Essentially at that point, you have transformed your flippable switch into a push button dimmer. You can turn it as a knob, you can push it to turn it on and off. This I think will be extremely helpful because the room my wife has been using as her work from home office during this healthy at home period that we're in has Philips Hue bulbs in it, but it has a switch, which means that when the kids go in there or when my wife goes in and out of there, she has a tendency to turn the switch off. The kids are really bad about that. So hopefully this can pair up with multiple bulbs. We shall see. But inside of the box, you get an extended warranty card, some installation instructions, and actually there are instructions here for pairing with a single bulb as well as if you're using a bridge instead. In my case, because I am using a bridge, I'm just going to go ahead and go into the app, hit add accessory, Friends of Hue switch. This sounds like it's going to be really trivial, but then the rest of it, you have the dimmer itself. Has a push button on it. Oh, I pushed it and it lit up. And then this would appear to be the mounting plate. While I'm figuring this out, if you're curious, the Lutron Aurora, the dimmer, it's about $35 depending on where you look. And I'll put links down below, affiliate links, which do help to support the channel. So if you buy something from one of those, thank you very much. Inside of the app, we'll go to accessory setup, click on add accessory and Friends of Hue switch. And right in the middle there, Lutron Aurora. It says to connect, quickly double press the center button. So we'll just do this. And it is blinking, it's pulsing at this point. Oh, it's blinking faster now. Accessory has been added. So which room is this going to be in? We'll say mom's office. And it says we are all set. That was pretty trivial. And to mount it here, it actually shows while the light switch is on, place the base over it while holding it against the wall plate, securely fasten it with a Phillips screwdriver, and then attach the knob by just clicking it into place. So I'll probably go ahead and do that. We'll see how this works. And then we'll come back to this guy. Okay, light switch is on. We'll go ahead and put this in place, and I'm going to screw it down, which I have to have another hand for. Seems pretty straightforward, just screwed it in place, and you can see this is kind of pushing into the light switch, holding it in place, so now I can't actually turn it off. Like I could if I really wanted to, but then we should be able to take this guy and just pop it in. As you can see, it does not currently match. I could always get a white plate to cover this though, but now, if I twist this, you can see the light's getting dimmer, maybe. I turn it all the way down, it gets really dim, turn it back up, gets really bright, push the button, the light turns off. Push it again, the light comes on. Dim, bright, good. I like it. And that was it. Super quick and easy and pretty painless. Moving right along, the Caseta wireless dimmer kit with smart bridge. This is going to be a little bit more involved. So as you can see from the box, this comes with a dimmer. This is actually going to replace a switch in the wall, a separate remote. It has a smart bridge, which you plug into Ethernet, and then the app for your phone. And of course, it's smart lighting, so you can do all of this extra cool stuff. So you can set the scene, dim the lights to relax. You can turn the lights out with just one touch from your bedside or anywhere in your home. Use geofencing to turn on the lights when you get here. Smart timer to change the lighting as your seasons change. And there's even more things that it can interact with. The bridge can be used for other things like this Serena shades and other items in the Caseta system. I think there are a few others. Plus, it works with Amazon Smart Assistant, Apple HomeKit, and Nest. So basically, if you have a smart assistant in your home, this should be able to work with it. And here is what comes in the box. Well, this is some significant packaging. I'm gonna have to get some scissors. Pretty severely mangled it, but in the package, you get the remote, very small, very lightweight, has a handful of buttons on it. The wired light switch replacement for control of permanently installed fixtures using dimmable bulbs only. A short Ethernet cable, and a quick start guide, and finally some wire nuts, a couple of screws, and the wired smart bridge with power supply that has a micro USB on the other end, which mentions it takes 5 volts at 300 milliamps. The power supply actually seems to output 5 volts at 550 milliamps. I was a little concerned I might be breaking it. There are 4 clips on the faceplate, so it is a little bit difficult to pop out there. But anyway, as I mentioned, this is going to be very involved. One of the upsides to this, one of the reasons I was very excited to try it out, the instructions here mention 3-way switches. The grand majority of the smart dimmer switches I've found do not work with three-way switches. And the lights that we have in the main room of our basement, it's a three-way switch. And on one of them, it's 3 switches separately. The other side of the room is the other switch. So what I figure is I'm gonna replace that with this and be able to control dimming and everything, the lights in the main room of my basement, the family room of my basement, using this and my phone and smart assistants and everything else. It's gonna be awesome. But to be honest, I will be back with you once I've got all of this set up to let you know how it works. In a bit of unexpected turn of events, you find me in my bathroom. So as I mentioned in that last clip, the Caseta wireless system does support 3-way on the switch, but when I read through the documentation, my dad came in this weekend and we ended up doing the installation. When I read through the documentation, in order to do a 3-way switch on it, essentially you have to remove both switches. You put the smart switch in place and then you attach the remote to the wall with a plate that was not provided and take the second switch out entirely and just sort of hardwire everything together, which I'm not a huge fan of that idea, so I didn't do that. Instead, if you walk into our master closet here, you can see it's a bit dark here, but if I press this button, there we go. So this is now installed in our bedroom and it's a dimmer. So I've got these pancake lights that I installed a couple of months back, and now with the press of a button, I can just press this and hold it, and then it gets dimmer and dimmer until eventually it gets to the lowest. Then I can press the button at the bottom and it'll turn off. I can press up 1 notch and it'll turn it back on to the absolute dimmest, and then press and hold and it will slowly increase in brightness until it's all the way up. Or if you're anywhere in the middle, you can just press the top button, it will go all the way to the top, press the bottom button, and it slowly turns itself off. I also paired the remote up to it, so from this remote I can hit the button at the bottom, turn the lights all the way off. It'll take just a second. Hit the button at the top, the lights come all the way back on to the brightest. Hit the button in the center, it goes to the middle brightness, hold down, hold up, etc., etc. And the pairing process for this was not bad at all. Basically, you hold down on the off button for, I think it's either 6 seconds or 10 seconds. It starts flashing, you do the same thing on the remote, they pair up. But what's more, to take advantage of these smart features, I did go ahead and install the Lutron app. I've got the bridge set up in the basement, which I'll show you in a minute. But now, because I've gone ahead and connected everything up, I can hit this button, just choose whatever brightness I want. I can tap this, and you can see in the background it got very bright. And it's got a slider, so I can just slide down, it gets dimmer, slide up, it gets brighter, so on and so forth. And of course there's an all the way off and an all the way on, which works surprisingly faster than using the buttons themselves. And what's more, I did go ahead and set up all the smart integrations, so if I were in a room that had one of those devices or wanted to use my Apple Watch, I could say, turn off the master closet lights.
I've sent the request.
And then it goes off. Takes a little while longer, not a big deal. Set the master closet lights to 50%.
I've sent the request.
There we go. And I can do the exact same thing with Amazon devices or Google devices. Works very well, very smoothly. A little bit of a pity that it's in a closet and not inside of the main room of my basement, but we take what we can get. One way or the other, I think that's where I'll wrap the video up for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Lutron did actually reach out while I was finishing up this video to let me know that they do have some smart blinds that are coming out now. Wood blinds with integrated controls, the same kind of things you can do with the light I just showed you there, you can do with the blinds. So if you'd like to see something about that, let me know. I can reach back out to them and see if they'll send me a couple, because I'm sure we've got some blinds around here we could stand to replace with smart blinds. And I should also mention they are currently having a Father's Day sale, I think until the 21st of June, where you can get that Aurora switch that I showed you earlier, the one where you put over an existing light switch and control Philips Hue bulbs for $30 instead of $35, and then they've got multi-packs that are like $58 for 2. So if you'd like to check one of those out, I'll put links to that down below, of course. Either way, thanks so much to Lutron for reaching out, for offering to send these things out to me. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you guys like the video and you're not already, subscribe to the channel so you get notified when new videos come out. Ring that notification bell to get notified. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video. I definitely appreciate it. It makes a bit of a difference for the channel, so thank you. And we'll see you again next time. Bye guys.